Hi everyone, this is the September release of Pink and Main Foilables. I always start off by showing you that the foilable kit subscription is now available for individual purchase. So I made a video at the beginning of the month. You can go check it out. And here is the Foilables subscription of the month, which is a great value. If you haven't joined it, definitely recommend that you do. You can go watch my video. So the holiday foliage sheets are now available for individual purchase, and I believe the sentiment. So there you go there. The foil itself was gorgeous. This is called Dimensional Red Sheer Foil. It's PMF 334. And I said it's very hard to explain except being like galactic, because when you look at it head on, it just looks like dots. But then when you move it, it literally looks like they're moving. It's very holographic. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous foil. So you're going to want to add that before you get all the other goodies that are here. Also, if you use the code Nancy25, you will get this month's free foilables. And it is these leaves pattern. So you can see you have the white outline, which means everything in black will foil, or you get the black, actually you do get both, I'm sorry. You get both, you get 4 of each. So you get 4 where the black is going to foil. So you get both in one set, but use code Nancy25 with any purchase from Pink and Main, and you're gonna get those for free. All right, let's talk about this month's foilables and get right into it. We have these exciting hand lettering holiday greetings foilables cut-ups. This is exciting because I have always wanted to try to learn hand lettering, and every time I did, it just came out messy. So this is great. They've already done it for you, and they've already cut them out. So you are going to get, and it's item PMF 361, by the way. I'm going to show you 37 pieces in here. And you can foil them or you can leave them. These are high quality toner printed. It's not going to smear images. So you can just add these on your card as is. You can color over them. You can ink over them. Or of course you can foil them. I think that these make card making very easy because all you have to do is foil a background and just throw these sentiments on there. So you're going to see they're all here. Oops, lost one. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Merry and bright. We wish you a Merry Christmas. More and different types of fonts here, which is nice. Season's greetings. Jingle all the way. Happy holidays. Naughty or nice. Ha ha ha. Joy to the world. Believe in the magic of Christmas. Holly jolly. You can use these with your stamps. You can use them with your foiling. Whatever you want to use them for. They're very easy to use and they're timeless. Baby, it's cold outside. Merry and bright. Have a holly jolly Christmas. Merry Christmas. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Peace on earth. It's the most wonderful time. We wish you a Merry Christmas, and Merry Christmas. So lots of pieces in there. Okay, then we have these beautiful little foilables called Petite Holly. These are PMF 360. And again, you're going to get the white or the black to foil. So you get 4 of each. You get the white and the black. I keep saying or, I mean to say and. White and black. So whatever is printed in black is what will foil. So in this case, you'll get all of the outlines. And in this case, you'll get the background. Okay, then we have these mini Christmas trees. Mini trees, PMF 358, same thing. 4 of the outline, 4 of the trees, and 4 of the background. Very easy to do. This one is super cute. This is called Home for Christmas Foilable Panels, PMF 357. You can see we have the little Nutcracker, candle, stocking, wreath, trees. Really, really cute set there. Again, you get 4 of the black and 4 of the white. And this guy, he's going to be so easy to color. This is the Nutcracker Foilables Panables PMF 356. More backgrounds. We have the Simple Holidays Foilable Sheets. And that's going to give you these Christmas ornaments or baubles, lights, some pine needles, and then ho, 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 ho. So super, super cute. You're going to get 2 of each of those. Sorry, 1 of each in the white or the black. So you get 2 of the design, is what I meant to say. So this one, the baubles will foil. This, the background will foil. The lights, oh, we're going to definitely play with those lights. The background for the lights, and then you can ink over these. Some people like white lights for their Christmas, so maybe you're that person. There is some pine, and then ho, 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 ho. Okay, so that is amazing. All right, we are going to be definitely foiling some of these. But last but not least, something you guys have probably been asking for, Christmas Colors Toner Sheets, PMF 355. Let's take a look at these. Nice muted colors here. And this is what we want for our negative foiling. So you're going to get 8 different colors. Wow, look at that teal. A bright green. A royal blue. A golden yellow. A darker pine green, a grass green. I'll show you all the greens in a second here. And then we have a fuchsia and a red. So here are the 3 different kinds of greens. So plenty of green to go around. Okay. And then we have fuchsia and the red. Golden yellow. Teal, and then like a royal blue there. So not just for the holidays, you can use these all year round. All right, so get your hands on those Christmas Colors toner sheets. I don't know if they're going to be a limited edition or not and leave after the holidays are over. Hopefully not. But I would get my hands on them pretty quickly. PMF 355 Christmas Colors Toner Sheets, because I think that these will sell pretty quickly. And I think they're going to be a lot of fun to use all year round. And we're going to play with them. So first thing we're going to do is turn our mink on. If you want superb foiling, you definitely want to use some kind of foiling machine. So you want to get the Pink and Main Mink if you love pink. And this has 5 adjustable settings. So there are a lot of different mink machines out on the market, but you definitely want one that has the settings. We're going to turn the power on in the back here. And then we're going to go up to number 3. This will turn from red to green and it will beep when it's ready. You also want to have some carrier sheets. I have 2 carrier sheets here. These are protective plastic sheets that are heat resistant. These are not laminating sheets. You get 1 when you buy the machine, but you can buy a 2-pack of extras, which I always recommend doing, especially if you're trying to foil multiple items. But also in case your machine ever chews them up, which does happen. They get chewed up, they get foil on them, they get things stuck on them. So you want to have extras that are nice and clean and ready to go. And then of course you want a Pink and Main Dusty brush. This thing is super cute. It's like $5 and it has these cute little gems in there, but what's important about it is it's super soft bristles and we only use this for foiling. Okay, we're not going to use this for glitter or embossing or anything like that. We only want to use it for foiling, and what it does is it removes fine particles of dust that you're not going to see off of your foiling. And in fact, I just did some heat embossing, so I should probably wipe my desk as I'm thinking about it. Now that everything has touched the desk, it probably is a little too late, but I'm just going to wipe this off real quick here. And it was glitter embossing, so it's very pretty, but leaves a trace every time, right? Okay, so I'm going to wipe everything down here. Dust is the enemy of foiling. You do not want any dust on your desk. Okay, you can also use a Swiffer sheet, but the brush makes it a lot easier. Okay, so we're going to wait for that. I'm going to grab some different colors of foil here. And you heard that just turn over to green. For the life of me, cannot find the color of foil I want. have all the other foils I want. Oh, here we go. All right, we're going to use regular rainbow foil. This is Roy G. Biv Cheer Foil. Basic, staple. You definitely want to have this in your stash. And I am going to cut down my Christmas lights here to 4 1/4. These are already 5 1/2 sheets, so when you cut them down to 4 1/4, they will be A2 size. If you are not familiar with foiling, thanks for joining my channel. I have a ton of videos on toner foiling, especially for pink and Maine. All of the instructions are on the back here, and I will have a video linking if you want to attempt to do it with your laminator. Always recommend the Mink. Not all laminators are created equal, but I have the video linked down below for you. Okay, we're going to cut this foil, and we want the foil to be just slightly larger than our panel, because as the foil adheres, it shrinks a little bit because it's sticking as it goes. And that's what's great about using a Mink machine, is a Mink machine has a roller on the top and a roller on the bottom. Both of these rollers heat up and provide pressure. So it's different from a laminator. A laminator only has one heated roller and does not provide pressure. It just uses the heat. We want to dusty the back of our foil, and we want to dusty our image. And we are going to lay the image touching the silver side of the foil, okay? You always want it touching the back side of the foil so that when you peel it, this is what's revealed. We're going to put that in our carrier sheet, short side on the fold. Okay, short side on the fold. And you want to make sure none of that toner is exposed. Everything is covered in foil, and it doesn't matter if you put this up or down, but you always want the folded side to go in first. You have about a 6 1/2 inch opening there, so you want to center it. And I'm going to hold that. It is a little bit slow. I'm going to hold that as that goes through. Now, while that goes through, I'm going to pick out one of these beautiful cut-up sentiments here. I'm thinking Merry and Bright would go good with those lights. Or how about all is bright? There we go. Because we are talking about lights after all. And I'm going to grab a nice, fun, colorful foil. And I really love these 2 foils that came out this year as part of the foil subscription kit. When they come out on the foil subscription kit, you get them sooner than everybody else, but they are now available for sale. One is called City Lights Silver, one is City Lights Gold, and you can see all the little squares in there. So fun. I think I'm going to go with the silver. No, I'm going to go with gold. Okay, once that's done, we want to pull that out and don't touch it. We want it to cool down. As tempted as you are to check it out, we're not going to do that. We want to cut this foil slightly larger than our sentiment. Love that they come in the boxes, and I forgot to mention how much foil you get. You actually get, each roll is about 6 1/4 inches wide and 25 feet of foil. So this foil is going to last you a very long time. I foil a lot, and I very rarely have to buy more foil because there's so much on a roll. Okay, we are going to, again, dusty the backside and our image. Just remember what you want to see should be on top. And we're going to put that in the middle of our carrier sheet. Folded side goes in. You'll notice that's my second carrier sheet. That's why I said buy extras. It's totally worth it. Okay, now this is cooled down. We can reveal this. Are you ready to see the lights? Look at that. Isn't that fun? You can ink blend over this. You can die cut it. It is ready to go, okay? Now, I want to show you what to do with this. cool down before we reveal it. This is where the toner sheets come in, because the toner sheets, you'll be able to foil those lights on. Let me clear some of this stuff out of the way here. And you can see what it's going to look like before you foil it. So let me show you here. So when I put this sheet of foil on there, then we have blue lights. We have teal lights. I might actually save this one and just use it on white. Yellow, not too bad there. I think white is going to be our secret though. We have the dark green. We have the grass green. The lime green. We have red. And we have fuchsia. So this particular piece of foil I am going to save for the white. There are white toner sheets. Okay, let's reveal the sentiment. Look at how beautiful that came out. So it's very simple to make a card with this. Boom, we glue that down. Card is done. You cannot deny how beautiful that is. In fact, we will set that aside and I'll put all my cards together at the end here. Let's foil some more, shall we? All right, so let me show you something. Let's do these trees, and then we can do the trees on the green, which will be really cool. All right, so if we foil this, it's going to give us a background, and then the trees will come out green, which is cool. I mean, the trees will be clear to put toner sheet behind. If we do this one, it will foil the trees. So let's do that one. And I have beautiful greens. We have the satin green I showed you guys not too long ago, but here we have tinsel green and streaks of green. Tinsel green is more of an erratic kind of pattern, and then streaks green is got straight lines. So I'm going to use the tinsel green. Foiling is easy to do. You just need to invest in a couple of small things like the ink machine, good pair of scissors, the dusty brush, and you can start foiling. And there's no ink, there's no mess. It's very easy to travel with. If you have to walk away, you can walk away. Just turn your machine off and walk away. You know, you don't have to worry about glue or ink or anything like that drying out, or markers or anything like that. Just going to dusty our image, dusty the back of the foil here. Always touching the back side of the foil. And again, short side touches the fold. Okay, not the long side. Not the long side. Short side touches the fold. Okay, and I want that centered, so I can put that in there. And then we're going to cut a piece of toner sheet when that is done. I love that these come in these little baggies. You can easily use them to store everything. Again, you want to keep it dust-free, pet hair-free. We can't always do that in real life, so having these little storage baggies is really nice. Storage for the foil, very nice. Okay, this is done now. Okay, and we're gonna let that cool down, and I'm gonna do a big Merry Christmas in red. There's so many. Let's do that one, Merry Christmas. And we're gonna use the new red, dimensional red cheer foil. Very, very pretty. Dusty, dusty your image. Dusty, dusty the back of the foil. Put that together. Ooh, there's a little scratch in that foil. Foil is very delicate, so you want to be careful. And again, I'm using setting 3. You may need to crank your machine down to setting 2. If it gets too hot, it could overfoil. So you might need to go down a setting. So let's reveal these trees. Look at that, how gorgeous that is. Perfect, flawless foiling. We're going to use the colored toner sheets on these trees now. So, okay, what color green do we want? Take a look. Here is the lime green. I think they kind of get lost in that green. Here is the grass green, getting a little bit better. But I think the winner, yes, is going to be that dark green there. So to make this happen, we want to make sure that the whole toner panel is covered. Otherwise it will melt in the machine and you don't want that. So I'm going to cut this down to 5 1/4. I'm going to cut it down to 4. Same rules apply. We are going to dusty dusty our toner sheet, dusty dusty the back of our foil, okay? And we want to line this up so we can see exactly what's being foiled, okay? So everything is going to have these beautiful trees, and there's none of that toner exposed. If any of that toner is exposed, it will melt and it will stick to whatever it is exposed to. So that's why sometimes our carrier sheets get a little gummed up. Okay, again, same rules apply. Short side goes in, it's completely covered in foil. I moved it a little bit there. I want it right on the line. Okay. I'm gonna put that in our machine. It's okay if you have a little foil hanging out the bottom because it's just gonna feed through. That's not gonna hurt anything. You don't want foil hanging out the sides. And let's take a look at this sentiment. Beautiful. Merry Christmas. And again, we can also use these sentiments on there. Okay, you just want to make sure that you cut this toner. You can't put it in the machine like that because this will all melt. So you want to cut the toner to be smaller, slightly smaller than your foil. Foil should always be a little larger. Okay, we're going to let this cool down. This is a little warm before we reveal it. Now, when you reveal toner sheets, it's very important that this is completely cool and you rip it off quickly because toner sheets, when they're warm, they want to pull away from the paper, okay? So you don't want to have any marks or anything like that. This base paper is white. So we're going to pull this very quickly. 1, 2, 3, boom. And that's what you want, is a clear piece. So we made 2 panels out of 1 foiling panel, 1 piece of foil. So we made this one first, then we used the leftover foil on that dark green toner sheet. And look at how beautiful this is going to look. So simple and yet so pretty. right? I kind of like that one on there, so maybe we'll make that one a card. Let's foil some more. Again, you can pick all these items up at Pink and Main, and you want to use the code Nancy25 so you get your freebie foilable panel. I'm going to do these holly. I'm going to do the solid one. Petite Holly Panels is the name of them. And I'm going to do those in I'm going to use the satin green on that one. So this is called Satin Sage. Okay, dusty, dusty our panel, dusty, dusty the back of our foil. Line that up. A little bit of extra foil here. I'm gonna cut that and save that so we can do sentiments with it. Little sentiment here. Merry Christmas. Back of the foil, dusty, dusty. Let that cool down before we reveal it. Look at how stunning that is. Isn't that cool? And let's grab one of those other sentiments so you can just see what it looks like. How cool is that? Very easy to put cards together. Very easy to make fun backgrounds and sentiments. No ink, no stamping, no mess, okay? We're gonna let this cool down before we reveal it. But this is what we're left with. All these tiny little green leaves, okay? Oops, just revealed that one. Perfectly foiled. Okay? All right, so now we're gonna use this on different color toner sheet. So let's see here. You like it on the red? I think that's a little too bright. It's not terrible, but it is extremely bright. And I'm not gonna do fuchsia, but maybe we do it on the green. See, that looks kind of good on the green. Can do that. gets lost on that. It's definitely going to get lost on this one. Oh, that's actually not too bad. That green on green. That's not too terrible. Green on gold and yellow. Not too terrible either. I think it's going to get lost on these others. And I don't like it on the teal there. And let's see here. That actually is pretty interesting because that is so dark it really stands out. I think I'll save this for white toner sheet as well. Yeah, I think if I do the red, it's too much. Too much red and not enough green there. Although we could do a green sentiment on there. But you get the idea. And then we have white toner sheets as well. Okay, let's do some more foiling here. I'm going to do this guy because I want to color him. Show you how easy it is to color. And we're going to do him in I kind of want to do gold again. Maybe a more subtle gold. We're going to do glitzy gold, which is little speckles of gold. Very subtle. He'll have a little bit of sparkle to him. He'll definitely show up gold, but not like in your face gold and not a plain gold. So again, dusty, dusty the image. I just felt something there. Okay, dusty, dusty the foil. And this is a little big, so I can cut some of that foil down to use it for a sentiment. Still leaving a nice little edge around the foil. Put that in our folder. Let's find another small sentiment. That just fits. So we're going to dusty, dusty that. Wow, look at how adorable he is. And you can leave him just like that, but we're going to color him in. And then look how cool he is. Pretty, pretty cool. Okay. I'm going to turn this off and move it out of the way. Beautiful. Okay, and then when you color this, you can use alcohol markers, but you want to be very careful because sometimes the alcohol markers will strip the foil. They'll change the color of the foil. I recommend using regular dye-based markers. And I'm just going to grab my zig markers here, and he should be pretty easy to color. There we go. Let's give him some gray hair. It's a little too late. Let me find a darker gray. I pulled the black out. I need some red. Here's a lighter gray. I know I have a medium gray in here. Here is mid gray. There we go. Let me see how the lighter gray looks. That's not too bad, but I think I'm gonna go, let me see. Yeah, this is mid gray. There we go. Okay, there's his hair. And then let's see. Oh, his mustache. The mustache we will do in light gray. Very easy to color. Here, I might take a little bit of this just to give him some whiskers. There we go. And then we want his there we go. And I think a royal blue would be nice. Put the brim black. Okay, and I have a little bit of ink that kind of smeared on there. I'm not really worried about that. I can just take a soft towel I'll let that dry a second, and then look, that ink comes right off the foil. Doesn't hurt anything. And there we go. Again, I got a little bit of ink on my foil. I'm just gonna pull that in. So no more ink on my foil, which is why I recommend using water-based markers. And this paper is so smooth. Not only is it excellent for foiling, but it is excellent for coloring. Saturates that paper so nice. Get that foil nice and clean, nice and neat. And color him. This is flesh colored. This one's medium beige. Hard to tell. That's really, really light. Can't even tell. So we're going with medium beige, which is really not that much darker. This was a light pink I used on the cheeks, like peach, I think. Okay, that is our little nutcracker. Very easy to color, very easy to foil. You can color it first if you're concerned about messing up the foil. It's not going to hurt anything. And there he is. And it's very easy to turn these into cards. Just glue them down. Put a sentiment on the outside. You can put a sentiment on the inside. Here are the panels we made. Don't forget about those toner sheets. Those toner sheets take it to another level. And there we go. And I would just pop these up on some foam tape, the sentiments, and put those on cards. Very easy to do. All part of the new September 2025 release over at Pink and Main. Again, I will tell you guys what the name of everything was. We have the Foilables Cut Ups, which is item number PMF, Pink and Main Foilable PMF 361. Hand lettered holiday greetings. Okay. Then we have, these I think are really going to do well, so you're going to want to get your hands on these pretty quickly. These are the Christmas Colors Toner Sheets, PMF 355, PMF 355, and again, keep everything in your little baggies here. Makes your life a whole bunch easier, believe me. Get it in the corner. Okay, so we have that. And then we have Mr. Nutcracker. He is PMF 356. Look at how amazing he came out. Okay. The only one I didn't foil is the Home for Christmas Foilable Panels, which is PMF 357. We have the little Petite Holly, which is this guy here. Okay, that's PMF 360. You can even cut this guy out pretty easily and put him on the center there. He's very easy to cut out. Okay. Then we have our fun little trees, mini trees, and that is PMF 358. Okay, and then the background, I did one of the backgrounds, which are the lights here. Simple Holidays Foilable Sheets, which is PMF 359. And these are all the cut-ups. All different ones in there. And don't forget your foils. The new foil that just came out is PMF 334, which is dimensional red. I also used glitzy gold, which is PMF 022. Regular rainbow is PMF 021. Roy G. Biv. The satin sage is PMF 246. The gold city lights is PMF 247. And tinsel green is PMF 011. So those are all the foils I used today. Get yourself a pack of extra carrier folders. They come in a 2-pack. You're going to want them. Don't forget your dusty brush. I keep mine in the little plastic bag here so it doesn't get messed up. Foiling dusting brush. It's like $5. Your Mink machine. And use code Nancy25 and you will get the leaves foilables. Again, you get 4 of the white and 4 of the black, so you get 8 total. But only if you put in the code Nancy25. And that is with any purchase. Whether you're purchasing foils, foilables, toner sheets, a dusty brush, stamps, dyes, inks. Those are all available over at Pink and Main. So here is the new release. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and go do some shopping. I will have the link down below. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them. And if you want to learn more about foiling, you can check out my toner foiling playlist. You can also join our Facebook group, Foiling Snobs Club. But there's also a whole playlist on Pink and Main. Thanks for watching, guys. If you had fun and you are excited to do your holiday cards with these, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and share. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.